A sudden and heartbreaking diagnosis has turned the life of Shannon Bream upside down. The Fox News anchor, known for her strength and composure on camera, is now facing one of the most difficult moments of her personal life. In a deeply emotional revelation, Shannon opened up about the devastating health struggle her husband, Sheldon Bream, is now battling. The news has left many viewers wondering what this means for their future and why Shannon may be preparing to step away. So what really happened behind the scenes, and how did this shocking diagnosis change everything for the couple? The story is more emotional than anyone expected. Shannon Bream has become one of the most recognizable faces in American broadcast journalism. She currently serves as the anchor of Fox News Sunday and as the chief legal correspondent for Fox News. In addition to her television work, she hosts the podcast Live in the Bream and has written several books, 3 of which became New York Times bestsellers. Her career is the result of years of discipline, faith, and determination. Shannon's love of learning began early in life. Before she even started school, her mother taught her how to read and encourage curiosity about the world. As she grew older, her father, who she often described as strict but supportive, pushed her to think seriously about her future. At one point, he even gave her a clear choice: pursue medical school or law school. Because Shannon disliked the sight of blood and had a strong interest in language, debate, and analysis, she decided law would be the better path. After earning a business degree from Liberty University, she returned to her home state of Florida to attend Florida State University College of Law. Shannon later said her time at law school shaped the way she thought and worked. The demanding environment taught her discipline, sharpened her research skills, and expanded the way she approached complex issues. Following graduation, she began practicing law in Tampa, focusing on cases involving race discrimination and sexual harassment. Although it was a stable and respectable career, Shannon eventually realized something was missing. Practicing law was a good job, she later reflected, but I didn't have a burning passion for it. What she did have, however, was a deep interest in current events. She described herself as a news junkie, someone constantly following what was happening in the world. Her path toward journalism began in an unexpected way, through beauty pageants. Shannon won the title of Miss Virginia in 1990 and went on to compete in the Miss America 1991 competition. Those experiences helped her develop confidence, public speaking skills, and stage presence, qualities that would later become essential in broadcasting. Determined to change careers, Shannon started from the ground up in television news. She worked weekend shifts at local stations, learning every part of the newsroom process. Over time, she moved through different markets, building experience and a strong professional reputation. Her big breakthrough came in 2007 when she joined Fox News as the network's Supreme Court correspondent. With a background in law, she was uniquely positioned to explain complicated legal stories in a way viewers could understand. Her clear and thoughtful reporting quickly made her a trusted voice on legal issues. In 2017, Shannon took another major step forward when she began hosting Fox News at night. The show established her as one of the network's leading anchors. Known for her calm tone and balanced approach, she gained respect from viewers across the political spectrum. Outside of television, Shannon also found success as an author. Her books, including Finding the Bright Side and The Women of the Bible Speak, reflect her strong Christian faith and personal reflections on life's challenges. Throughout her career, she has also been open about her personal struggles, including chronic eye pain and insomnia. By speaking honestly about these issues, she allowed viewers to see a more personal side of her life. She also maintains a strong focus on health and fitness, often sharing the routines that help her manage the demanding schedule of a national news anchor. Over the years, Shannon has covered some of the most significant events in American politics, from presidential elections to major Supreme Court rulings, earning recognition for her clear and thoughtful journalism. Yet despite her professional success, she has always emphasized that faith and family remain the most important parts of her life. The love story of Shannon Bream and her husband Sheldon Bream began long before the spotlight of national television. The two first met while attending Liberty University, where a simple study group introduced them. Sheldon's warm personality quickly caught Shannon's attention, and the two discovered they shared similar values, ambitions, and a strong Christian faith. During their college years, their relationship steadily grew. Sheldon focused on business studies, while Shannon pursued her path toward law. They spent countless nights studying, planning their futures, and encouraging each other through the pressures of school and career decisions. That shared faith and support became the foundation of a relationship that would last decades. On December 30th, 1995, the couple married in a beautiful ceremony, beginning a partnership that has now lasted nearly 30 years. Over time, they built their life together in Washington, D.C., where Shannon's journalism career continued to rise while Sheldon quietly built his own successful path in business. Sheldon Bream is far more than simply the husband of a well-known news anchor. After graduating with honors from Liberty University, he entered the world of speaker representation and communications. Early in his career, he worked at the Washington Speakers Bureau, where he gained experience connecting influential leaders, media personalities, and public figures with major conferences and corporate events. Eventually, Sheldon launched his own company, Bream Speaker Management, which focuses on helping high-profile speakers reach audiences across the country. His work often happens behind the scenes, organizing events and building connections between organizations and influential voices. Originally from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, Sheldon grew up in a close-knit family that emphasized hard work, faith, and integrity. Those values helped shape both his personal character and professional approach. In Washington's business and political circles, he developed a reputation for his genuine personality and strong networking abilities. Despite his success, friends often describe Sheldon as humble and private. While Shannon became a familiar face on national television, Sheldon remained her biggest supporter behind the scenes. Throughout her rise in journalism, he consistently encouraged her and celebrated her achievements. Their relationship has always been built on mutual support. Shannon pursued a demanding career in news, while Sheldon focused on building meaningful connections in the speaking industry. Both shared the belief that genuine relationships matter far more than simple professional transactions. Outside of work, Sheldon has always valued an active lifestyle. During his college years at Liberty University, he played sports and developed a lifelong commitment to fitness. Even years later, physical health remained important to him, especially after facing serious medical challenges. Faith is also central to his life. Sheldon and his wife, Shannon Bream, regularly attend church and rely heavily on their shared beliefs to guide important decisions. Despite being married for decades, the couple never had children. They have rarely spoken publicly about that choice, but those close to them say they are deeply content with the life they have built together. Instead, their household has been filled with beloved pets. Over the years, they cared for a dog named Miss Mocha, and in 2022, they welcomed another dog named Jasper, later adding a third furry companion named Biscuit Bream. Their life together, however, was shaken by a frightening medical crisis. In 2013, Sheldon received a diagnosis that completely changed their world. Doctors discovered a brain tumor roughly the size of a golf ball. The news came as a shock, especially because Sheldon had always been healthy and active. For months, he had only experienced a persistent ringing in his ear. Doctors initially treated it as a routine ear problem before ordering further tests. When the results came back, the situation suddenly became serious. The tumor's location near critical structures in his brain made surgery both complicated and risky. Shannon later described the moment as something that threw our whole world into a tailspin. Specialists quickly assembled a treatment plan, and Sheldon prepared for a difficult operation. The surgery ultimately lasted 9 hours, an agonizing wait for Shannon and their family. Fortunately, doctors were able to remove the tumor, and the results brought enormous relief. It was benign. But the battle was not over. Swelling from the brain surgery damaged some of Sheldon's facial nerves, leaving him with temporary facial paralysis. The recovery process was slow and challenging. He also faced difficulties with speech and mobility during the early stages of rehabilitation. After the surgery, the medical team monitored Sheldon Bream carefully for signs of infection or other complications. Recovery was slow, and each day seemed to bring a new challenge. Doctors explained that if his facial nerves began to heal, the first movement they would likely see would be around his mouth. Shannon Bream remembered feeling hopeful every time she noticed even the slightest change, though she tried not to celebrate too soon. During that difficult period, support came from unexpected places. Churches across the country began sending letters, cards, and messages of encouragement. Many of the people reaching out had never met the couple before. Shannon later recalled receiving notes from strangers saying they had heard about Sheldon's situation and were praying for them. The outpouring of kindness deeply moved the couple and strengthened their faith during one of the darkest times in their lives. Recovery required patience and determination. Sheldon worked closely with speech therapists and physical therapists as he slowly rebuilt his strength. Tasks that once seemed simple, speaking clearly, controlling facial muscles, regaining balance, became major milestones. Progress often came in small steps, but each improvement gave them renewed hope. Despite the uncertainty, Sheldon remained remarkably positive. He faced each obstacle with quiet determination, refusing to let the setbacks define him. His attitude played a powerful role in his recovery. Even on the hardest days, he stayed focused on healing and moving forward. The experience ultimately changed how both Sheldon and Shannon viewed life. It reminded them how fragile health can be and how quickly everything can change. What began as a frightening diagnosis became a lesson in resilience, faith, and gratitude. Their story later inspired many others who were facing similar medical struggles. For Shannon, the journey was emotionally exhausting. She balanced long days at the hospital with her demanding responsibilities at Fox News. Some nights were filled with hope when Sheldon showed signs of improvement, while other moments brought deep uncertainty. Yet even during those difficult months, she continued to appear calm and professional on camera, while privately carrying the weight of fear and responsibility at home. During the most difficult months of Sheldon Bream's recovery, Shannon Bream later admitted that the pressure sometimes became overwhelming. Between hospital visits and her demanding schedule at Fox News, there were moments when she would sit alone in her car and cry before heading back to work or returning to the hospital. Balancing life as a devoted spouse and a national television anchor created an emotional struggle few people could truly understand. Despite the exhaustion, Shannon remained fully committed to Sheldon's recovery. She transformed their home into a quiet place focused on healing. Each day began with carefully prepared meals, while she stayed in constant contact with doctors and kept detailed notes about his symptoms and treatments to help guide his care. Their bedroom eventually became the center of Sheldon's recovery. Shannon installed blackout curtains to ease his severe headaches and created a calm environment throughout the house. Even small adjustments, such as limiting noise and controlling lighting, helped make his long days of rehabilitation more comfortable. At the same time, Shannon handled the practical side of their lives. She managed insurance claims, medical bills, and household finances while Sheldon concentrated on regaining his strength. Her careful organization helped them navigate the complicated healthcare system without adding further stress. She also protected Sheldon's privacy during this vulnerable time, sharing very little publicly so he could focus on healing. Beyond the medical routines, however, her greatest support was emotional. On difficult days, she would read to him, encourage him through therapy, or simply sit quietly beside him. In their free time, Shannon Bream and Sheldon Bream enjoy spending time outdoors. They often go swimming, hiking, or sailing with their dogs, Biscuit, a white Labrador, and Oscar, a mini Bernedoodle. Shannon has loved fishing since childhood, starting on bridges and later moving to deep sea and fly fishing, though she jokes that most of her catches are quickly released. Sheldon has his own favorite outdoor hobby, archery. Even while living in Washington, D.C., he still finds places to practice. Shannon once joked online that although they live in a big city, her husband is still a country boy at heart. After recovering from his health battle, Sheldon returned to work with renewed determination. In 2018, he founded Bream Speaker Management, a speaking bureau based in Arlington, Virginia, that connects influential speakers with events across the country. The company works with a range of media personalities and public figures, including Shannon herself. Today, the couple continues to balance busy careers with a strong personal life. Shannon remains the anchor of Fox News Sunday while Sheldon runs his growing business. Their journey through hardship ultimately strengthened their bond, leaving them more grateful for the simple moments they share together.